So I laid in my bed last night, trying to get some sleep, trying to let the Sandman take me away, but no such luck. I just ended up staring at the crack under the door, waiting for those damn feet. I had a baseball bat. I was ready. 4:35. I felt like I had to look. I did. And there they were. Those two ugly shadows of feet stood the other side of my door. I'd had enough. I got up. I held on to my baseball bat tightly, and I slowly crept to the door. I put my ear to the door, and I listened. I heard nothing. No breathing, no shuffling on feet. Nothing. I opened the door, and there was just a pair of men's shoes at my door. Empty. No person there. Just fucking shoes. It's gotta be Caroline. She's trying to drive me crazy. It has to be her. I don't know who else or what else it could be. She's not my roommate anymore. She's my enemy. The shoes were gone in the morning. I don't know whose they are or where they came from, but they're not there anymore. And neither is Caroline. She went to work at the crack of dawn. I haven't seen her for 3 days. She must be crashing at somebody else's house, too scared to confront me. I tried to get into her room this morning, but the door's locked. Bolted, from what I can tell. She's hiding something. I just know it. I know it's her. She eventually came home around 7 o'clock this evening. I confronted her. She said she didn't know what I was talking about, and I told her that she was a fucking liar, and I demanded to go in her room and see. She obliged, and she opened the door, and I looked in. I looked through everything. No shoes. No man. Maybe I really am just crazy. Oh well. It's time for me to just get some sleep, I guess. I end up going to bed. I'm exhausted. And I end up just crashing out. 4 a.m. rolls around, and I hear this kind of thump. I panic. I sit up. I grab my baseball bat. Those fucking shoes are back under my door. I'm not having it this time. So I get out of bed. I run to the door and I swing it open. Obviously, there's nobody in the shoes. They are just there. But I see Caroline running up the stairs back to her room. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, I knew it was her. I knew it had to be her. She's putting a pair of men's shoes in front of my door. Why? She tried to attack me with a knife? She's been intimidating me? What for? So I run up the stairs just before she gets to shut her door. And I put my foot between the door and the frame. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? She didn't respond. I was like, Caroline, what the fuck are you doing? Whose shoes are they? Still no response. She turns around, as calm as day. She's dressed in all black, like bulky stuff. It must be like old police uniform, maybe? Like a dude's uniform. She turns around, hair in a bun. She is pristine. And she says, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I help you?" What? Yes, you can fucking help me, Caroline. What the fuck is going on? Madam, please don't use that language. It's very unladylike. Oh, okay, I said. Caroline, have you gone crazy? Ma'am, who is this Caroline that you keep referring to? I'm like, no. So I'm like, you're Caroline? Ma'am, please. I am a sergeant, and my name is Robert, not Caroline. As you can plainly see, I am a man, not a woman. Okay. What the hell do I do now? I'm stood there shaking, looking at Caroline, Robert, all dressed in this police uniform, giving me like a solemn look. I figure something must have broken in her head, so I play along. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Robert, is it? Detective Robert. Yes. Oh, I'm looking for my friend Caroline. Have you seen her? No, ma'am, I haven't. I have just arrived here to investigate a burglary. Oh, who called you? Sarah called me. Okay. By this time, I have no idea who Sarah is. I have no idea who Robert is. And I certainly don't know who Caroline is. All of a sudden, Caroline's demeanor kind of like changes, and she perks up and she starts smiling. And she starts kind of like talking to herself, but to herself, if that makes sense. So she's like, yeah, I called the police. Me and my family are a little worried that someone has broken in. Okay, ma'am. What makes you think that somebody has broken in? Well, the back door seems to be open. Not forcefully open, but it's been opened. And somebody's left their black shoes in the living room. And they're not my family's black shoes. So I don't know if they're still in the house or not. You know, it's just me and my little girl. And I'm pretty worried. You know, my husband is away working. So I called you. I see, ma'am. Would you like to take me to the shoes? Oh, yeah, of course. I am stood there in absolute confusion and awe. I've never seen somebody have a conversation with themselves as two completely different people. So Caroline kind of like pushes past me and goes down the stairs to in front of my room. And again, starts talking to herself as two different people. Remember, she's Robert and now Sarah, the homeowner and the mother. Ah, I see, ma'am. And you say these aren't your husband's shoes? No, they're not. My husband is away in Russia, and he's been away for about 2 weeks. He's on business there, and he wouldn't wear these. These do not belong in my house at all. So I don't know what they're doing here or whose they are. It was at that point that something switched, and this Sarah saw the baseball bat that I was carrying. Like, she'd finally acknowledged me, and she screams, "Oh my God! There! That's the person! Look, they have no shoes on! It must be them!" It's not me. Those are men's shoes. I'm not a man. I'm going to put this baseball bat down now. You know what? I have never dealt with someone with mental illness. Considering that I thought I was going crazy, this is way out of my league. So I am not going to be in the middle of this at all. I dropped the baseball bat calmly. Ma'am, can you kick that over to me, please? I'm like, I really don't want to. But that uniform kind of has all of the equipment. Like the gun, the baton, the whole shebang. So I kind of want to get out of this alive. So this is what I do. I push it, but I push it slightly away from Caroline so that she would have to look away in order for her to pick it up. Her, him, whoever. As I kick it away, Caroline looks down and she realizes that she has no shoes on. And oh my God, like it clicked. That was it. It's gonna be a bad night, guys. She picks up the bat and she turns back into Sarah and starts panicking. And she's like, "You're not a police officer. It's you. It's you. You're the one that broke into my house. Where are the police I called? What is going on?" Robert comes back. "Look, Sarah. The police you called are in their patrol car with slit throats, okay? I am here to kill you and your little girl on the orders of your oh-so-loving husband. You could have heard a pin drop. Her mind just split. All of a sudden, she picks up the bat and, like, I can't even describe it. She kind of like chases herself, but is hitting herself at the same time. And then she goes to hit me, and I run for the hills. I run straight back into my room. I nearly trip over those damn shoes. And I close the door. I lock the door. I get to my phone, and I call the police. I hide in my room until I hear sirens and doors being opened and actual police coming into my home. They bang on the door. "Is anybody in there?" I'm like, "Yeah. Who are you?" "We're the police, ma'am." Like I haven't heard that already tonight. They eventually get me to calm down and open the door. What I see, I will never get out of my head. Ever. Caroline was laid on the floor with a bloodied baseball bat in one hand and a kitchen knife in the other. She had multiple cuts and bruises. She had a broken collarbone. She had stab wounds and scratches to one side of her face and bruises on the other. And the police ask me what's going on. I relayed the story to them. They held me at the police station while they checked facts and whatever they check, and my home is a crime scene now. turns out Caroline was the little girl who heard that conversation between her mother's killer and her mother. The guy beat her to death with a bat and looked for Caroline. When he found her, she stabbed him. Luckily, it was the money shot because he died. And she luckily got away. They then arrested her dad, who was actually in a hotel about 2 towns over, waiting on the call. His wife and child were dead, so then he could run away with his mistress and collect the life insurance stuff. And Caroline went to live with relatives and never spoke about it. Didn't utter a word about it. Hell, I didn't even know about it. I didn't know her parents. Her mom was dead and her dad was in jail. I didn't know somebody tried to kill her when she was 9. Jesus, these are the kind of things you want to know before you move in with someone. It turns out, because she'd kept this all bottled up, she'd all of a sudden had like a mental breakdown. And during this, she had a personality split. And she turned into the last 2 people that she remembers from that night. Her mom and the guy that impersonated the police officer to kill her mother. So for the past few weeks, she had been half Caroline and half Robert. And she would have no recollection of being him. And that was why I could hear kind of like slightly male voices in her room. That was her going over the plan, talking to herself. That's why she continuously put the black shoes in front of my door. That is why when I went to see who it was, she switched to her mother and got the kitchen knife and started kind of like swinging it about. And with me kind of panicking about it and then giving her the realization of what was happening, I guess I kind of forced all those memories out. I guess they were coming out anyway, but I gave them a bit of a kick. And her personality just split in 2. She was her mother, and she was a killer who, up until tonight, hadn't interacted with each other. And it was only when Robert saw me that Sarah woke up. And the night reenacted itself from Caroline's childhood. Caroline's mind was completely gone. Caroline wasn't there anymore. And as crazy as it sounds, she stabbed and beat herself to death, thinking that she was two different people. And that is not my roommate. My roommate was a sweet girl who I met in college, who was smart and funny, a little quiet, who turned out to be more damaged than anybody could know. So yeah. Next roommate I'm getting, I'm gonna vet them a lot better. And maybe I won't even have a roommate. Because that certainly was not my roommate. On to house hunting.
Hey guys, it's Fallen Angel here.
It's Fallen Angel
I've got
here.
Another creepypasta for you.
I'm sorry for the long wait for the third part. I'm sorry if it's a little bit
so
not great.
Give me a like if you like it. Give me a
I wasn't able
to
write everything
Drop
down,
me a
so
comment.
some of it,
Tell me what you really think.
unfortunately, is a bit
And hey,
improvised.
if you love it and you like the work that I'm doing,
I hope you enjoyed the twist
subscribe.
of it.
You know, it'd be lovely to have
I
lot
promise
more of you guys on board.
More creepypastas
I love the fact that you're listening
are going to come, and
stories.
better creepypastas,
That means
and
a lot
longer
to me,
ones,
so
and
I'm very
creepier
very
ones.
grateful for that.
You know.
And
so if you want to drop me a like, drop me a comment, you know what to do. If you want to subscribe and see where this channel goes, go for it. I'd love your company. I'm on Twitter. You can come and follow me on that if you want. And thank you for listening. It's always good to have a creepy story. Good night, guys.